The arrival of the Mughals. Artillery. It is a section of an army trained to use heavy guns. Cavalry is soldiers on horseback. Exile is an act of being forced to leave one's own country. Mughal is the Persian word for Mongol. Muqaddam is the officer responsible for the security of travelers during Sher Shah Suri's reign. Sarai is a rest house. There was political instability in the first half of the 16th century. The Delhi Sultanate had disintegrated and there were several revolts against the Sultan. This led to the establishment of a new dynasty, the Mughals. Zahiruddin Muhammad Babur founded the Mughal rule in India in 1526 CE. He called his dynasty Timurid. Mughal is a Persian word for Mongol. The Mughals ruled for nearly 330 years, from the 16th century to the mid-19th century. In these 330 years, Mughals expanded their empire and covered almost the whole Indian subcontinent and left a great impact on culture, society, art and architecture of India. Babur. Babur was a descendant of Timur from his father's side and Genghis Khan from his mother's side. He became the king of Farghana at the age of 11. It was a small kingdom in Central Asia. At the age of 14, he conquered Samarkand, but soon he lost both Farghana and Samarkand. Thus, he became a homeless traveler. He then turned his focus towards the east. He conquered Kabul in 1504 CE. He decided to claim Timur's occupancy in India. The political conditions of India were favorable for him at the time. The Delhi Sultanate was in the weak hands of Ibrahim Lodi. The nobles and the Rajput king of Mewar, Rana Sanga, were against him. They came together and conspired against him. They invited Babur to invade India. They thought after defeating Ibrahim, he would return to Kabul like his ancestors. It didn't happen. Babur was not like his ancestors. He decided to remain in India. The First Battle of Panipat. Ibrahim Lodi and Babur met in 1526 CE in the First Battle of Panipat. Ibrahim Lodi was defeated and killed. The Lodi army was much bigger than Babur's. They were still routed because Babur's army was more disciplined than the large army of Ibrahim Lodi. The war strategy of Babur was superior than the Lodis. He had learned it from Central Asia. Babur was a military genius who skillfully combined his artillery with cavalry to win the battle. Ibrahim Lodi was unaware of it. Babur's conquests. Babur occupied Delhi after the first battle of Panipat. Soon after, he sent his son, Humayun, to capture Agra. Delhi was made the capital. This was the beginning of the Mughal rule. His decision to stay in India threatened the Indian rulers and the Afghan chiefs. Rana Sanga led a large army against Babur. He wanted to expel Babur from India. They met at the Battle of Khanwa in 1527 CE. Rana Sanga was defeated. Then Babur defeated the Afghan chiefs in the Battle of Ghagra in 1529 CE. By 1530 CE, he captured a large area that consisted of areas of north and northwest Uttar Pradesh to Bihar and Bengal. However, before consolidating his empire, he died in 1530 CE. Achievements. Babur's brief stay in India was mainly spent in wars, but he still brought many developments in the empire. He established new mints at Jaunpur and Lahore. He ensured safe and secure routes from Agra to Kabul. He advised Humayun to adopt a religious tolerant policy. This was also followed by his grandson, Akbar. A new mode of warfare was introduced by him. It was the combined use of artillery and cavalry. This became a trend later on. He was an excellent poet and writer. He wrote Tuzuk-e-Baburi or Barbur Nama. It was an autobiography. It gives description about the physical features, animals, birds, climate, and places of India. Zahiruddin Babur was a learned man who could speak three languages: Persian, Turkish, and Arabic. Memoirs like Tuzuk-e-Baburi or Babur Nama give us a lot of information about Babur's personality, his reign, and the kingdom he ruled. Babur introduced the idea of garden palaces in India. He constructed orchards. Babur recreated the Persian culture of his homeland in India. As a result, Mughal culture had Persian influence. Humayun. Nasiruddin Muhammad Humayun was the eldest son of Babur. He occupied the throne after Babur's death in 1530 CE. The word Humayun means fortunate, but ironically, he was said to be the most unfortunate ruler in Mughal history. We know about him from Humayun Nama. It was a biography written by his sister Gulbadam Begum. Humayun lacked the qualities of his father. He had less determination and far-sightedness, but Humayun was a kind-hearted man. Babur at his deathbed had advised Humayun to treat his brothers Kamran, Hindal and Askari in a generous way. He kept his promise and distributed different territories of the Mughal Empire to his brothers, but all of them wanted the throne of Delhi or themselves. When he ascended the throne, he had to face several difficulties. Babur left an empire that was yet to be consolidated. Bahadur Shah, the ruler of Gujarat, wanted to extend his control over Delhi. The Afghans, under the rule of Sher Khan, were preparing for a fight. Rajput rulers were still hostile. At the capital, his brothers Kamran, Hindal and Askari were dissatisfied. They wanted to remove him from power and the throne of Delhi for themselves. Humayun's tomb was built in the mid-16th century by Persian architect Miraq Mirza Ghiyas and commissioned by Haji Begum, his senior wife. Humayun's battles. Humayun experienced the first revolt from his brother Kamran. Later, revolts took place in Bihar, Jaunpur and Bundelkhand. He marched to suppress these revolts, but before these were suppressed completely, he returned to Delhi because Bahadur Shah of Gujarat was on his way to capture Delhi. Humayun defeated him and Mansur appointed Askari, his brother, as the governor of Gujarat, but Bahadur Shah soon recovered Gujarat from Askari. In the meantime, Afghans under Sher Khan had captured Bengal. Humayun rushed towards Bengal and captured the fort of Gaur. He easily entered Bengal. Meanwhile, Humayun heard that his brothers had conspired in Agra to overthrow him. Humayun ordered his army to return to Agra immediately. Sher Khan took advantage of his situation and attacked the retreating army of Humayun at Chausa and defeated him. This fierce battle was fought in 1539 CE. To save his life, Humayun jumped into a flooded river. A water carrier, Bishti, saved Humayun from drowning and carried him to a safe place. Humayun promised the water carrier that when he would reoccupy his throne, he would allow the water carrier to be the king for a day. It is said that Humayun kept his promise. The water carrier issued coins of leather so that people would remember him later on. Humayun's exile. Humayun managed to reach Agra. He raised his army. He decided to fight Sher Khan alone. Both the forces met in the Battle of Kannauj in 1540 CE. Humayun was defeated by Sher Khan. Humayun lost his empire. He escaped to save his life. The king of Persia helped him. He lived in exile in Persia for 15 years. Sher Khan captured Delhi and Agra. He assumed the title of Sher Shah and established the Sur dynasty. Sher Shah Suri. Sher Shah Suri was originally known as Farid Khan. He was the son of Hassan Khan, a Agridar a Jagirdar of Sasaram, Bihar. He was given the title of Sher Khan when he killed a tiger single-handedly. Due to his abilities, he rose to become the regent of the minor ruler of Bihar. His ambition led him to raise a large army. While Humayun was busy in Gujarat, he conquered Gaur. It was the capital of Bengal. He thus spread his influence over Bengal, Bihar, and Jharkhand. By defeating Humayun in 2 battles, he became the emperor of Delhi. He expanded his empire, which stretched from Bengal in the east to the Indus in the west. Sher Shah died in 1545 CE. He ruled for only 5 years, but proved to be a capable ruler. And these 5 years are glorious pages in the history of administration of India. Sher Shah's reforms. Sher Shah was not only a good general, but had qualities of a great administrator. He brought many reforms in the civil, military, and land revenue systems. Civil administration. He divided the empire into 47 sarkars. The sarkars were further divided into parganas, a group of villages. Village was the lowest unit of administration. The sarkars were put under 3 main officers. Shikdaran, in charge of law and order, army and finance. Munsifan, who is the revenue collector, and the Qazi, who is the chief judge. Sher Shah looked after the administration on his own. He toured regularly to make the administration efficient. The officials were transferred every 2 or 3 years to avoid conspiracy. He maintained an espionage system which kept him well informed about his officers. Land revenue system. Sher Shah introduced an effective revenue system. All lands were measured. They were then classified into 3 categories: good, average, or bad. The tax was 1/3 of the total produce. It could be paid in cash or kind. The peasants were exempted from paying taxes during floods and famine. They were also given loans on easy terms by the state. History in real life. In today's time, the government also has the policy of soft loans, wherein loans are provided to laborers and farmers at low rate of interest and longer payment tenures. This system was first introduced by Sher Shah Suri. Sher Shah had a large and well-trained army. It consisted of cavalry, infantry, and war elephants. He brought a number of changes to raise the efficiency of the army. He introduced the rank system. The pay was fixed and soldiers got regular salaries in cash. He implemented Dag, which is branding of all horses, and Chehra, which is an accurate description of soldiers as an identification. Strict discipline among soldiers was enforced. Keeping in mind that the military is the backbone, Sher Shah personally supervised the recruitment of soldiers. Sher Shah worked for the welfare of his people. He built an excellent network of roads. Most famous among them was the Sadak-e-Azam. It is now called the Grand Trunk Road or the GT Road. It runs from the northeast to the northwest of India. Sarais or rest houses were built along the roads. These sarais later became centers of trade. Trees were planted on both sides of the roads. An officer was responsible for the safety of travelers. He was called the Muqaddam. Towns and cities gradually developed around the sarais. Pillars called Kos Minar were built at every 3 kilometers along important roads. These were distance markers and signposts. Trade and commerce. Peace and order. Trade and commerce. Peace and order and a network of good roads led to a flourishing trade. Sher Shah reduced the custom duties. He issued a new coin called rupiah. Weights and measures were also standardized. All these measures further strengthened trade. Sher Shah was a devout Muslim. but was tolerant towards other religions. He appointed Hindus to high posts in the administration. Brahmajit Gaur was the famous Hindu general of Sher Shah. Sher Shah was also a patron of art and architecture. He built a fort in Delhi. This is known as Purana Kila. There is a beautiful mosque in the fort. It is called Kila-e-Kohna Masjid. His most famous endeavor was the mausoleum at Sasaram, Bihar. It is surrounded by an artificial lake. Sher Shah also patronized scholars. Malik Muhammad Jayasi wrote Padmavat during his reign. Humayun's return. Luck favored Humayun as Sher Shah died in 1545 CE. He was succeeded by weak rulers. Humayun marched towards Delhi. The Persian ruler helped him in his campaign. He defeated Sikandar Suri. Thus he regained his lost empire in 1555 CE. He re-established the Mughal rule. He died when he fell from his library staircase after 1 year in 1556 CE. Remember, Babur founded the Mughal rule in India. He called his dynasty Timurid. The enemies of Ibrahim Lodi invited Babur to invade India. Ibrahim Lodi and Babur met at the First Battle of Panipat in 1526 CE. After Panipat, Babur occupied Delhi and Agra. Delhi was made the capital. This was the beginning of the Mughal rule in India. Babur died in Lahore in 1530 CE. Humayun was the eldest son of Babur. We know about him from his biography called the Humayun Nama. Sher Khan defeated Humayun in two battles, the Battle of Chausa and the Battle of Kannauj, 1540 CE. Sher Khan captured Delhi and Agra. He took the title of Sher Shah and established the Sur dynasty. Sher Shah, originally known as Farid Khan, was given the title of Sher Khan when he had killed a tiger single-handedly. Sher Shah ruled for 5 years only. Sher Shah divided his empire into 47 sarkars. The sarkars were put into three main offices: Shikdari, Shikdaran, Munsifi, Munsifan, and Qazi. Sher Shah toured regularly to make the administration efficient. During calamities like floods or famines, the peasants were exempted from paying the taxes. They were given loans on easy terms. Sher Shah paid regular salary to his soldiers. Muqaddam were responsible for the safety of travelers. Sher Shah reduced the custom duties. He issued a new coin called the rupiah.